Hello everybody and welcome to the very first video of this channel. I'm Yuvirt.
I'm Ashray.
And in this video we're going to be telling you guys about the basics of Scratch. So I'm going to be telling you guys what Scratch is.
I'm going to be telling you how to use Scratch, how to join Scratch, what the blocks do.
Yeah,
Basically
pretty much
basics of
everything Scratch.
Yeah.
So let's start with what Scratch actually is. Well, Scratch is a programming language. Now you might ask, what is a programming language? A programming language is kind of like a language that allows you to tell the computer what to do. Scratch is a block-based programming language. That means it's like more of an interactive, which means you can like kind of drag in blocks from an interface. Asha is going to be telling you about the interface, but I mean, I guess that's the basics. So yeah, let's get started.
Okay, so to use Scratch, you basically go to scratch.mit.edu. If you want the offline version, you go to scratch.mit.edu/download. Sorry for the spelling mistakes. 1 second. So you choose your version and your OS, and you download it. Well, there is no setup, so I was that. I'm going to be showing you the online version. The offline version is basically the same, except on the online version you need internet. Okay, so if you want to share your projects to the world, you click this button, Join Scratch, and you do the stuff.
This is just going to be an example tutorial, so we're not going to be joining Scratch.
Yeah, because we already have Scratch accounts. Follow us, AKRONITE and Yuvirt.
Yeah, follow us, please.
We need followers.
Yeah.
Way too less. Actually, he does because F4F. Okay. So the online version, you just click create. We don't need this tutorial because I'm already teaching you. Okay. So this is the Scratch interface. Here you drag in the blocks to make your sprites do stuff. Sprites are basically the objects that are in your project. This is the stage where stuff happens, the way you code it. This is a sprite. This is like the default sprite, Scratch cat. These are the buttons that let you control the stage. This starts the program and this stops it. Okay. This is where you edit how your sprite looks like. Here are sounds that you can put. This is the block palette. These are sections that do stuff. This motion,
They have blocks in it.
Yeah, well, they have blocks in it, obviously. This section, motion, obviously makes the sprite move. Looks changes how it looks. Sounds controls the sound effects. Events is an event when stuff happens.
Yeah, when stuff happens, you can trigger an event.
Yeah, when stuff happens, it triggers an event, and blocks under that event hat block will run.
Yeah.
Control is
it controls the program kind of like stage.
Yeah, well, don't know how to explain it. These are like essential blocks needed in your projects. Sensing are the events. Like
they're basically like for
they're events.
Leather sense.
Operators is like math stuff. I don't care about maths, but they are needed in some projects.
Yeah, they are needed in that.
Variables is basically a box that stores information.
Yeah,
a list is a box that stores other boxes.
Yeah.
A list stores other variables. You can store a lot of variables. Make my block. The my block section is you can make your own blocks so that you don't have to put.
It's kind of like a function.
Yeah, like in text space.
Okay, in blocks you can like
do your own blocks. When you call it, you don't have. If you want to do stuff in one block, you can do that. Make a block. Define a block and then use it anywhere. So you don't have to put all of that code over there. And plus it also offers this round without screen repair. So it happens all in one frame. Doesn't happen animated, there's no waits. Okay, so first of all, the motion. This block moves the sprite these many steps in the direction it is facing. Right now it's facing this direction 90 degrees. So if I click this, it's gonna move 10 steps in that direction. This turns it at many degrees. You can type it how many ever. This turns how many ever degrees you want to the right. Right now it's 15, so it's turning. You can see that. Let's turn it back. With this one, it turns to the left. This block can do many things. If you see, there's a drop down. This
basically allows you to go to a random position.
Yeah, well, that's what the block says. So
yeah.
It's kind of self-explanatory. If you click it, it goes anywhere.
For example, if you wanted to follow the mouse pointer, you can just click on the drop down. Or if you wanted to follow an object, you can make it
go to mouse pointer. Yeah, if there were more sprites, wait, let me surprise that. If you add if you add more sprites, the drop down increases with more options. So now when you click the green flag, it goes to that because that's what the code tells it to do. Okay. This block is basically that block, but this block goes to a specific position in the stage. So basically, left and right position is X value and up and down is Y. The middle of the screen is 0x, 0y. If you go up, that's plus Y. If you go down, that's minus Y. If you go to the right, that's plus X. If you go to the left, that's minus X. Glide 1 second to random position. It's basically this one, but
it's like smoother. It's smoother.
Yeah, it doesn't just jump teleport to that.
It's like you're sliding across ice.
Yeah, well, you can see what happens. And this is the same one. Just
like
goes there.
Yeah, so it's like a random.
It goes
like
to that.
Position.
It goes to that position. Just doesn't teleport. This block controls the direction. If I change it to like minus 135, it's gonna point in that direction. How about this one? It points towards mouse pointer. Oh wait, let me. So now you can see it's always pointing towards my mouse pointer. This block also has a bigger drop down. You can make it point towards anything, any sprite. Change X by, it changes the X by that much. It sets the X to that. Changes the Y by that much.
So this basically teleports you to any location that you want.
This changes your Y or X, teleports you to X, variable Y or X. And this changes it by a value. If on edge bounce,
basically when you hit the edge of the screen, it kind of like bounces.
Yeah, it turns by 90 degrees.
Kind of like a trampoline.
It turns by 90 degrees. Set rotation style. Don't rotate, doesn't rotate at all. That's kind of self-explanatory.
You should like
left, right. Yeah, left, right will only let you rotate in. For example, now if I do this, wait, that's not supposed to happen. It's always going to point in 90 or minus 90. Never, but it's not going to be upside down. So basically, this is a value you can use anywhere in these places, it contains what your x position is. This is the same but y position, and this is direction.
So like this is this.
The looks. A speech bubble pops up and says what dash this
is for a
this
particular amount
many
of time.
seconds. This says it forever, never stops. This a thinking bubble instead of
So it's like just a little bit
a
of
speech
different
bubble.
things.
Yeah, and this is the same thing.
Except
Never
it says it
stops.
forever.
This switches costume.
So if you go to the costumes tab,
These
these
are
are the costumes.
yeah, you can these control how your sprite looks.
So you can do animation with this.
Yeah.
If
Now
you
you
click
can
on this,
see
it
that
goes to the
the
next
cat
costume.
looks like it's walking. The backdrop, it switches the background. You can draw
Add a
your own
background.
background or add it with from the background library. Let's go back to that. Now let's delete this first. Oh shit! Oh no.
We'll cut this out. We'll cut this out. We'll load.
Nobody cares. Okay, let's go back to looks. Next backdrop, it changes the backdrop to the next one. It changes the size. You can see it's growing larger by 10. It sets the size to dash percent. How many ever percent you want. I just
So
set it
that's a
back to
little
its
more.
normal size.
That's a little less accurate.
I just set it to its normal size. Change color effect by 25. It changes the colors.
So like if you have different colors, like
It changes the color basically.
yeah.
And this
This
wait,
sets the color.
there's a drop down so you can change whatever you want. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That do be looking thick.
World, what's this? Oh my god. Okay, let's set it back. I just want to see what
You
this
never
world
even
is.
knew this.
No,
Okay,
I-
we'll cut this. But dude, that do be looking thick. That do be looking thick.
What is this? It's gone! It's gone! No, I want to move this part. It's
Yeah, we'll cut this part.
You need to have something more. You want to make this mosaic. What? What?
Okay, are we mosaic now?
Okay, well, there's like brightness changes the brightness. I don't need to change that. Ghost. The larger the number is.
No, this is
the,
opacity. This is the
Yeah,
opacity.
the
of
larger the number is, the less opaque it is. It's not like alpha 1. It's 0. It's invisible. Alpha is used in other places. Clear graphic effects clears the effects. Shows the sprite. Hides
this
it.
right.
So if I hide it, it's not there anymore. If I show it, it's back.
So basically,
This
Scratch
changes
does
the
this.
layer. Did I just say lever? Wait. Let's do an example of. Okay, so it's behind the truck right now. If I click this, it's ahead of it because now it's in the front layer. Go forward one layer, it changes the
It changes
it changes the layer by
If you have
how many ever
multiple,
layers.
if you have multiple layers, then you can make
Yeah,
these.
that block is useful when you have
Yeah.
multiple
For
layers.
example, if you want to make
This
a
is
super
the
high
value that your costume number or name,
yeah,
backdrop
basically
number
again like
or
this, you
name.
can switch the costume.
backdrop number or name, and size. This controls the sound. Plays the sound. Play sound pop until done. Start sound
Already
pop.
satisfied.
It just starts it.
Pop is oddly satisfied.
Stop. I know, right? Stop all sounds. Stops all sounds.
That's-
Change pitch effect.
so
Changes the pitch.
so like
Set
it can
pitch
make
effect. Sets the pitch. Clear sound effects. Removes all sound effects.
it. Yeah, removes all that.
Change the volume by.
Like
how
you
many-
can change
how much?
this. If you do it minus, that means it just goes.
If a value has a minus before it, it's gonna
flip
become
it.
less.
Yeah.
Set volume to that much percent. This is the volume value.
So you can just change.
This is an event like which triggers when you click the button. when you start the project, when you click
This
the
one
green
is
flag,
the most used.
yeah, it's like the first block you put in when you start a new project. This is like a lesser used event.
Yeah,
If you want to do this, you usually
you
do
go
an
to
if.
sensing.
If you want to do this, you usually do an if and then space key
Sensing.
press,
Yeah,
because
no, that's
this doesn't work all the time.
yeah.
When the sprite clicked is actually better than
that's
than
more
the
used.
sensing. It's actually better than the sensing one. It's more used in clicker games, because in clicker games, if you use the other one, if mouse down and touching mouse pointer, it's gonna keep holding, it's gonna keep telling.
Yeah, no.
But this only triggers once. If you leave it, then if you leave it and click again, it's gonna trigger only once. If you keep holding, just once. Backdrop switches to backdrop 1. When it switches to this backdrop, do something. When loudness or timer is more than this number,
So you can start a timer, and then if the timer is
timer is here. It's always on. You can just
it's
make it
always on. You
visible
can
or
make it
invisible. Messages are
like broadcasts. So like you can it's kind of like from an HQ to an airplane.
Yeah.
So for example, if the airplane can land, the HQ sends a message to it.
Broadcasts are how sprites talk to each other. Like
sprites talk to each other invisibly.
Yeah. Like it's a message like, hey, this happened, do that.
Yeah, kind of.
When something happens, basically if dash happens, it broadcasts it. And when it receives it, it does something which you coded it to do. And this is basically the same block. Just waits.
It just waits
it
for
just
the broadcast
stops.
to get received.
Yeah, it just stops all other scripts in the sprite until the stuff in the
thing and the
broadcast finishes. This waits a second to do something. This repeats
for
how many ever times. If you put a block in there, it's going to repeat that block.
For example, let's say you put move 10 steps block in there. So it will move 100 steps towards direction.
Look at that. You see that?
So it repeats.
Yeah, it repeats the block how many ever times you want it to. This block always repeats, never stops. This one is an event. If an event happens, then it's going to do something. It's basically that, but it has more options. This is the same as the if, but
except you have if it's wrong, then you can do something.
If it's not happening, then still it's gonna have something to do. Wait until it waits until something happens.
Yes.
Repeat until it keeps repeating until something happens. Stop all, it stops the project. Stop this script, it stops that current script. Stop other scripts in Sprite, it stops all the other scripts.
And a script is actually just an event and all the things in it.
Yeah.
So you can have multiple scripts in your project.
Yeah. When I start as a clone, a script is basically blocks under a hat block. This is a hat block. When I start as a clone,
that means that when you clone yourself,
this is how you control
your clones. So for example, let's say you have a game
if you create a clone, you can make it do something. So I'm just creating clones all over the place, but there is a clone limit. So it's 200, I think, or maybe 300. Delete this clone, deletes the clone. Sensing. These are the events that are used in ifs. It can touch a sprite, it can touch the mouse pointer, it can touch the edge. Did I just say egg? If there were other sprites, this drop down would be extended and it would have other options. Touching color.
You can check. So for example, let's say
if it touches a color, then it's going to return true.
This is not really used a lot.
Yeah.
For example, if you have a sprite which has different colors, you would want to use this. But other than that, it's not really used.
And this is even less used. If this color is touching that color.
Yeah, it's not.
Distance to mouse pointer.
This just gives you the distance
Yeah.
in a coordinates.
Yeah.
To the mouse pointer. So you can use it like, let's say if you want to make a game.
When I click this block, the distance from the middle of the sprite was 391 point. This is the same block but with something else.
So you can actually it accepts
so
input. So
it accepts inputs. So you can answer its question.
And you can put that in a variable if you want to, and say
So this is the value that
this is the answer.
That
so you can just get the answer for the last question.
That is exactly what I typed in the question.
See, it contains the answer for the last question asked.
This is the more used event for when a key is clicked.
Only because it can be put in a script rather than the last one, which is a script. Mouse down, it just checks if the mouse is pressed on anything.
Yeah. If the mouse is clicked, it's going to return true. Anywhere.
Yeah,
anywhere at all. Mouse X.
That just gets the X coordinate
where it is.
It's not really used because usually when you want to point and go towards the mouse, there are things for that in motion.
Yeah, but
if you
it can be used.
Yeah, it can be used.
This returns the Y position.
Set drag mode draggable does not work.
Yeah, I don't know what it does. Who cares?
Yeah, it's like
loudness.
Yeah. Again, this is I think that was in sound. It actually returns your loudness from the mic.
Yeah, that's what it does.
That's cool.
I know, right? Timer is what we just talked about. Timer is always running. It can be shown or hidden. Reset timer resets the timer, sets it at 0. This is the value that contains any of this stuff. Backdrop name, volume, this stuff of blah. Current year, it can be used.
It can use if you want to
or anything. I actually made a clock project because I was bored. Days since 2000. How many are there? 8133. That's a lot.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, but
that's really weird. Yeah, that's really
the username block.
It gets the current user. For example, if you want to rickroll,
if
you want to rickroll someone in Scratch, you can just say, "Hey,
you just got rickrolled.
You just got rickrolled." Like Ashray once got in Scratch.
I got rickrolled. That was my first rickroll actually. This is math stuff, like I told you. Addition,
so there's addition, subtraction,
multiplication, division.
This
takes
kind of
a random number from this number to this number. This is greater than, this is less than, this is equal to.
This is used in if statements.
These three are booleans. These are called booleans. If you put this in if, it will only trigger when both of the conditions are satisfied. This works when
only one of them is
satisfied. One or the other. Both can. If both are happening, it's
not makes it so that it will trigger
one or the other. Not happens when something is not happening, it's gonna happen.
Okay, yeah, that's weird.
It joins these two words. So this joined apple space.
So for example, let's say
I got apple banana.
For example, let's say you can
so
join.
If I join you, wait no. I'm gonna get a few in here.
And by the way, there's this cool effect that happens when you join stuff. It looks super cool.
I know.
You never. Okay, great. Great, amazing. He's going. This man was caught in 4K HD trying to rickroll us.
I'm still gonna rickroll you. Please don't stop watching.
Please, this is a joke. Please, we need monetization.
We're never gonna get monetization.
Yeah.
We need like 4,000 subscribers, which we're never gonna get.
1,000.
Get rickrolled, ha ha ha.
Okay, amazing.
Okay, let's continue. Letter dash of this word.
So, for example, you can put a variable in.
And it's going to tell me this letter of this is a
Like it
condition.
allows you to find. It allows you to find
if
the
a
letter.
word contains
So this
a
is kind of
letter.
like the absolute opposite of this. This is kind of like
This
the
tells
absolute
you
opposite of the letter one.
It's true or false. If for example I write Z, apple does not contain Z, so it returns false.
You can use this in variables to
this
check if
tells
it
me-
contains, let's say, an email address. If you want an email address, you
Yeah.
can check if it contains @gmail.com or something.
What is happening to my leg?
What? Who is
Sure,
that?
This
Gives
tells
you
you
the
the
length.
length of a word, how
So
many
you can
letters it has.
Most of
So
these
I
use
don't know how many
variables.
letters this word has. It's not even a word. It has 14 letters. Okay. Mod. It. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe look it up somewhere else. Round.
It
If
gives
you
you.
if you
It rounds out the number to
to the
to 10.
nearest
10, right?
to the nearest one, you see.
No, 10.
No, that's one.
What?
Yeah.
It's just number.
Dude, this is a decimal. It's a decimal, so
Okay, it's a
It's
decimal.
it's not larger or equal to 0.5. This would return to me 3. It rounds it up.
Yeah, that's simple. Abs absolute value. And then
These are
like
math
complex,
functions that we do
complex.
not understand.
Okay, abs basically
Maybe
just
look at
returns the
some
positive value.
Shut. These are math functions that we do not know about. Maybe look it up somewhere else. Variables, I told you about them. Boxes, lists, boxes that contain other boxes. Blocks, we told you about that in the starting. Alright, that's I guess the end of the video. Well, wait.
Yeah, that's going to be it for this video.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed it, please hit the
Please
like
hit
button
and smash that subscribe button.
hit the like button.
So
smash
Yuvirt is
that subscribe button.
like a boss. Okay, so Yuvirt is gonna be making a platformer tutorial series because I didn't really understand the physics. He did, so he's gonna do it. He says it'll probably come on Monday, I guess.
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay,
I still have
so
to-
thank you for watching this video and goodbye.